Good morning and welcome to Wake Up with the Consciousness Cafe. My name is Lisa Ferraro, founder and spiritual director of SoulCall Ministries. And it is my great joy and pleasure to welcome this morning the brilliant, inspiring Laura Berman, fellow musician and bright light. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. So glad to be here.
And you're joining us from Oregon.
Yes, Portland, Oregon. We've got some sun poking through, so it's a good morning.
That is a good morning when there's sun poking through Portland, Oregon.
Exactly.
And it always makes the most brilliant colors, though, too. The way the clouds are over Portland, it's different. The sky is just magical. I've seen some of the most beautiful skies in Portland.
Yeah, it is pretty beautiful, and it's also it gets. This time of year through the summer, it gets dark really, really late, which I always forget. It's just where we are. So it'll be like 9:45 and still the sun is setting and those colors and stuff. So it's pretty amazing, pretty beautiful.
Speaking of colors and energy and all of this beauty, trying to remember the first time I got to experience you singing live at an event. I don't remember where I was, but I remember how I felt and how the whole of the audience just you tap into it. You tap into that field and you just bring it through so beautifully, just so clearly without interruption. I like to say it's just this clear channel for the soul. And so when joining us with SoulCall, when did you first realize you had the capacity to just dial it in like that or listen that way?
Well, I've always been a super feeler, and like many of us artists, emotional and really sensitive to everything around me. And growing up, as my dad's a retired violinist, and I grew up around music and the arts, but it was really gospel music that got me at a young age, Black gospel music. And there was something about the feeling that I got from hearing it that, you know, this little Jewish girl from New York didn't hear all the language around it. It was just the feeling. And music just made me feel good, and singing and playing the piano. And then, you know, I was doing music in New York for a long time. And then my husband, Craig, and I started writing inspirational music. And there was something about where the words were leading me into myself, that I was sort of just closer to my own feelings. It's even hard to describe. And so, and I my confidence in I was, been a singer for a long time. So I didn't feel a lot of barriers to singing things that really, really, really moved me. And so what you experience is just what's going on for me. I used to joke that, like, on a very expressive morning, if we're all crying, like, I'm sorry, it was group therapy. We all had to be there. I feel really connected in that sacred music space, and that in part of my life's work, I think, is to just be able to do that kind of connecting in everyday life, not just the performance space.
Yeah. How does that spill into everyday life for you?
Well, whether I am writing or singing or listening to music that inspires me, it really just, it tunes me out to every, sort of like the background noises or even, things around me. It's like a kind of creating this like sacred little cave for myself. And then, it's interesting time. It takes more practice now, I think, to remember that feeling that you have and take it into the day.
Yeah. In this global pandemic situation, our lives have certainly shifted by virtue of the fact that we're not performing live and co-creating energy. This is why I'm so interested in I know how we can co-create it with source for ourselves, but how are you generating that? And you do, even on video. I was watching something the other day that we're weaving into SoulCall Sundays. I had chills. It's like it transcends the barrier of technology. And I think it's because of the potency of the clarity that you bring forth in the first place.
as I get older and I stick through untangling my knots and things like that, that I don't feel as afraid of the energy that I bring, or have a judgment about it, or that it's not important. There's not even like an ego around it when I just are playing and singing. Where was the time where it wasn't about accolades or how other people reacted to it. There was just a feeling where I felt safe. I felt I could just allow this to happen. And yeah.
You bring up a really good point, because there's a certain level of sophistication in artistry, I think, and I don't mean sophisticated as the masses don't have access to it. Like the soul's calling is the one that guides you to the thing that you can't not do it. I wouldn't know how to not sing for a week. I can't not do it. I must do it. So it's its own teacher in a way. It just shows us the way. It continues to evolve. Then you can get to, interesting that your father was a violinist, because you probably witnessed pretty fair amount of practicing, like perfect and refine, progress, till you could get to a place where you could just stand in front of an audience and know it's going to come through. And if it wants to go high, it goes high, or low, it goes low, and it's just there. That's a deep spiritual awakening.
To know that you can lean on your practice, the experience, the expertise you have. You were trained as well, right? So it's that.
I was a trained singer, actually. It's funny. I never took singing lessons. I studied music though, and I was going to be a voice major, but I decided not to. That's so I didn't get any formal training that way. I just started doing it, but I learned how to play piano and guitar and French horn, stuff like that. But there's that way. But I sang every day, is every single day for hours. You couldn't make me stop, There's that relationship there. But I watch you work with a band in preparation. So I was watching you the last time I saw you. I think we were in Salt Lake together. And I love watching you work with the band, because there's a particular way you're aware of, let's call it the scaffolding of, if I could have this here and that there, if I could have this particular structure in place in a particular way. It's almost like we have an awareness of how we could launch while we're working with others. If I can know that's there, and this is there, and this is there, it's so layered. Would you be able to play Through Me?
So this is a song that Craig Benelli wrote. This is called Through Me, and yeah, it's like a prayer, a musical prayer. I've always put up my fences and held my defenses in front of me, not knowing my heart was imprisoned, till you gave me wisdom to find the key. I'm ready to begin. I'm open and love's coming in when you move through me. When you move through me, you give me confidence to take back my innocence. Through me, oh, when you move through me. And I've always lived in delusion, trapped in illusion, doubt and fear, not knowing that change would come my way till I draw the highway free and clear from all my regrets. I am open to what's coming when you move through me, when you move through me. You give me the confidence to take back my innocence through me.
Oh, God. I love that song. Your voice, I mean, it's just so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does it help? I ask other singers this. Can you reset yourself just by singing? Is that one of your go-tos? Like, you know, some people grab this book, or maybe it's a combination of things. What is your reset? What are you turning toward in this time?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because it's been I've had a judgment about it, because like right now I'm just all dreamy and I feel all relaxed, right? But when it's been a challenge and a constant practice and learning for me to know really what's going on for myself. So I'm not generally like, you know, you think after however many decades of music and reading and practice and classes, but it's never like, okay, I'm noticing that I feel really crappy right now, so I'm gonna go. It usually takes, you know, a little bit of emotional combustion, or, oh wow, I drank a little too much wine last night or something. You know, or you know, doing a song I haven't done in a while, and being here. Oh right, that's right. Remember, Berman, maybe you should have some singing time. You know, and so I'm constantly learning how to do that. I also find you know, peace when I'm planting my vegetables too, and going for a walk. But yeah, it's really an interesting thing to be human for me.
Well, we are grateful you are human and on the planet. And thank you for your beautiful soul, and Craig, to our love to him. We'll have to get the two of you on sometime and do something fun together. But once again, if you just joined us, it's Laura Berman, and we'll find your music on your website. We'll put that under there. But yeah, support Laura Berman as she supports the planet with her beautiful music and your beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me this morning. And
Thanks,
we'll see
Lisa.
you next time. If you'd like to donate to SoulCall Ministries, you can find out more about us at soulcallministries.org, and /give is the way to donate to we're calling it a movement, but it's more a calling of the soul. And wherever you are on the planet, know that you are loved and you are valued. Many blessings.